Update: I exposed my sister's affair and now I'm banned from the wedding. Original post: this has been weighing heavily on me as to whether or not I did the right thing regarding my sister and her wedding. I, 25 female, and my sister, 32 female, have had a very close relationship throughout our whole lives. We grew up together and have always been there for each other. My sister got engaged last year, and I was happy for her. She had finally found the man of her dreams. She asked me to be the maid of honor, and I said yes. One day while I was driving to work, I saw my sister outside a hotel with a guy. I didn't think anything of it at the time and continued with my day. I didn't think of that moment again until we were at a family dinner, and I walked in on my sister and her fiancé arguing about a friend of hers. He stormed out, and I asked my sister what it was all about. She said that she had met up with a friend for brunch the other day and that he was overreacting. I gave her the look, the look that lets them know they aren't being honest. She then admitted she had been seeing another guy behind her fiancé's back for the last 2 years. It was nothing serious, just a bit of fun, she says. I was furious. Our parents had split up because of my mom cheating on my dad, and I never thought my sister would do that to someone she cared about. I told her she had to tell her fiancé or I would. She reluctantly agreed. That was the end of it for a while. I assumed she had told her fiancé everything. It was only at their rehearsal dinner that I realized he knew nothing. The guy I had seen my sister with was her fiancé's best man. Here is where I might be the a-hole. I love my sister very much, and I thought I was doing the right thing. So, after the dinner, I told her fiancé what my sister had admitted, and he was fuming. The aftermath was awful. My sister and mom rang me, telling me I should have kept that information to myself and not told him. They called me manipulative and a liar. I reminded my sister calmly that she had told me herself, and she said we were sisters and I should have kept her secret. I am really conflicted. I thought I did the right thing. My sister now wants me to apologize to her by telling her fiancé I was mistaken. I don't think I can do this. It's a week before their wedding, and as far as my sister is concerned, it's still going ahead as long as I take back what I said. Crap is going down. Her fiancé's mother has been abusive, yelling at me for not telling her son sooner, and in the next breath, saying I should have more loyalty. WTF. Don't mind her though, we have history. But am I the a-hole for telling her fiancé about her affair? Edit. Another reason for her wanting me to take it back is that she's pregnant and hasn't told anyone apart from me. So if I took it back, I'd be saving her future family. We don't know who the dad is at this point. Since posting this, more drama and BS has gone down that I might update once some time has passed. It's just messy AF. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Not the a-hole, and don't lie for her. If you do, then when he finds out his best man and his now wife have been having an affair for 2 years, and you and your mother knew and didn't say anything, wow, the fallout will be even worse. It feels wrong to take it back, seeing as it is the truth. Not the a-hole. The only person your sister should be mad at is herself. I don't know if your relationship with your sister will ever be the same, and I don't know what your mom is even thinking, trying to make you lie to save her relationship. Has your mom always made excuses for your sister's poor choices? Yeah, my mom pretty much defends anything my sister or I do, right or wrong. Well, this is going to be a very hard lesson for your sister to learn then. I hope they realize it's not you in the wrong and you can get past it eventually. I hope so too, as my sister and I did have close relationship. Now for the update. A lot of people were asking for an update, so here it is. If I didn't think it could get any messier, I was very much mistaken. My sister's fiancé has a brother, and to provide some context, we dated a long time ago and were going to get married, but I backed out. However, we have remained friends and still talk to each other, especially when we found out our siblings were going to get married. I felt this was important for context, because after I told my sister's fiancé about her 2-year affair with the best man, the ex-brother reached out to me. He sounded quite serious, and I jokingly said, "Don't tell me you've slept with my sister too." There was complete silence. For Pete's sake. One of the reasons I chose not to marry this man was because he admitted to cheating on me. He never said with whom, and I didn't want to know. He was out the door the second he revealed it. So to find out 5 years later, after we had healed our friendship, that he slept with my sister was heartbreaking. I didn't know what to say. I asked if he was still having relations with her, and he said no. Like I'm going to believe him, but whatever. Not my circus, not my monkey, or whatever it is. I asked him if this was all he had to tell me, and he said no. Basically, it turns out his brother, my sister's fiancé, had also cheated on her during a weekend away a couple of months ago. Can nobody just stay out of the bedroom? Anyway, I've blocked my ex now, as I feel we have nothing more to say to each other. And again, I was left with a problem. I knew far more than I wanted to about my sister and her fiancé's private lives. So I decided the only logical thing to do was to get them face to face. I called her fiancé and her to my house and got them in the living room together. I gave them the bullet points. She's cheated on her fiancé for 2 years. He had a secret fling one weekend. She slept with the brother while he was with me. And to top it all off, she's pregnant and nobody knows who the dad is. With that, I walked out of the room having said my bit. Whether they chose to believe me or not, I didn't care. It didn't matter. All the dirty laundry was hanging out to dry on my end. I was done. I was exhausted. A couple of days later, I got a phone call from my sister. I'm banned from the wedding. Surprise, surprise. And they are going to get married as planned, like nothing happened. WTF. Baby daddy still hasn't been revealed, but I'm guessing they're looking past this. To be honest, I don't think even therapy can heal me from this mess. I'm getting the blame for trying to ruin the wedding and for supposedly trying to sabotage her marriage. I think she did that a long time ago. Anyway, the wedding is in 4 days. I have really nothing else to say at this point. My mother has demanded that I pay for a damn paternity test, seeing as I created this mess. I'm sorry, how my sister got pregnant with God knows who has nothing to do with me. Please be kind. I'm an emotional wreck right now. For those saying I should mind my business, if it were you, wouldn't you want to know? I do not regret one thing I did. I stayed honest. Should I give her a paternity test for her wedding gift? Or is that too petty? Yeah, too petty. So your sister betrayed you, X2 obviously, and your mother insists you pay for the paternity test? What the heck kind of family do you even have? Low contact with all of them. I know, right? I almost didn't post an update cause it's messy AF. I'd go no contact, man. Bless your heart. Hang in there. You're better than their mess. And glad you didn't marry the brother cause he's a loser too. He had the nerve to ask for me back. Every day, I feel more happy to have a family that is boring and tame, rather than being filled with a loony-filled bin of family members. I know what you mean, at least in terms of my own bio family. Our lives have the normal low levels of drama that is blissfully boring. Unfortunately, I married into an absolute Looney Tunes bunch of a family who are capable of all the OP is experiencing on just an average day, for them. The constant drama was exhausting, and husband was already low contact with most of them when we married. The only reason I'm sane today is because we went completely no contact with them all several years ago, after they tried to entangle us in their toxic drama, and we realized we wanted nothing to do with it. I think it took interacting with my lovingly dull and normal family for my husband to realize not every family treats each other like crap, and life doesn't have to be an insane melodrama. I have a sister like OP's sister. Luckily, most of my siblings and I are no contact with her, so I don't have to see her so much. Same. She's been married twice, 3 kids, and it would take DNA testing half the town to figure out all but one of the dads. First one was born with a minor genetic issue, doesn't run in our family or her husband at the time, does however run in the family of his best friend / best man. Next story. Am I the a-hole for stating on social media that every living person who loved us was at mine and my husband's recent wedding when my dad wasn't there? I 27 female wrote a post on social media a few days ago talking a little about my wedding and how amazing the day was. I made a point to mention that every living person who loved us was present because we both have deceased family members, including my mom. There was some fallout that I kind of expected from my dad because he wasn't at my wedding. He chose to miss my wedding because his stepdaughter, 25 female, was having surgery on her knee and he couldn't possibly leave her. Her surgery was scheduled 2 months before my wedding, and Dad actually asked me to reschedule my wedding so he could do both. He told me she couldn't wait to have hers, and she had the earliest appointment, but that he would pay the difference for me to change the date of my wedding 2 months before the day, after all the invitations had been sent out, almost 18 months after we had set the date, and he had said he could be there. This was just the most recent in a long line of him putting his stepdaughter before me. It started when she was 11 and I was 13, and he first got married to his wife. He decided he could no longer spend time with me one-on-one, but he could spend time with her one-on-one. Anytime he made plans with me, he included her. If both of us had conflicting extracurricular events, he would go to hers. If we both wanted to visit a Christmas market but our schedules conflicted, he would only take her. She wanted me to be her sister, but didn't want me to have Dad alone because it made her jealous and feel bad that she hadn't had him as long. Which made Dad say, "Please understand, why can't you love her and be her sister and share me and accept that I won't give you one-on-one time, but I will give it to her?" He even ruined our memorial, a memorial event we held for Mom every year after she died, by bringing her along once she was officially his stepdaughter. The first and last time he did it, I stopped going. That was one of the few times he didn't just whine about it. He actually yelled at me because I lost my temper really badly and told him that Brat had no business having anything to do with my mom, and she didn't get to ruin that for me too. He yelled at me that my attitude was disgusting, that she ruined nothing, and that I was ruining it by refusing to embrace her. My adult relationship with him was distant and tense, but he kept reaching out and made an effort to see me, so I tried to lower my expectations. Then his request to change my wedding date happened, and I basically dropped the rope entirely after that. And for those who might ask about the surgery, his stepdaughter badly injured her knee 10 years ago while playing some sport. I forget which one, but she had been dealing with issues ever since. They kept saying she was too young for the surgery she needed and made her put it off, until they finally decided she was so bad off, she needed it regardless of age. I still believe he should have come to the wedding, because his wife was there for her daughter, but poor little princess needed him too. But back to the post. I made it. I stand by it. I knew he'd hate it. I didn't expect any crap from my favorite aunt about it, but she told me the post was spiteful and set out to hurt Dad, and that I needed to understand he was just a man, and men are weak and won't always do the right thing. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. Tell your aunt to raise her expectations, as men aren't weak and are more than capable of doing the right thing. I wanted to. Kinda wanted to ask her why we even marry men or have families with them, if we need to have on-the-ground expectations. Honestly, tell her. He's hurt you consistently for years. He can eat his little feelings now. Not the a-hole. But when you post something like that, something that you knew would stir up some drama, you can't feign surprise at pushback. You knew what you were doing by posting that. You should be able to handle the consequences of it. I knew it would from Dad. My aunt surprised me. I figured she'd be on my side and not his. Never expected anyone else to have a problem with it, especially when they came and agreed Dad should have been there. Last story. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with heart surgeon boyfriend over his mom's comments on me being a nurse? I am a 27-year-old female and I am a nurse. I make a good salary as a private nurse for a firm that provides care for wealthy families. 6 figures in my country, not the USA. I am proud of my career. I wanted to be a doctor when I was a teen, but it wasn't possible for my family to provide me with a medical education, and at that time, I felt self-hate for becoming a nurse. But by the age of 20, I became a nurse. Now I love it. This job has made it possible for me to buy my own house, car, and travel outside the country. I have a good pension plan and other savings. I can raise a family on my own income. I have or had a boyfriend, let's call him Rob 28 male, who is in the field of heart specialties, and we fell in love during hospital visits. He was the one to pursue me. He is soon going to be a heart surgeon. His mom has always made passive-aggressive comments about me being a nurse. We got engaged recently, and all of his relatives were at a family dinner party hosted by Rob's parents last week. At the dinner table, his mom and aunts joked around that a heart surgeon like Rob could get any female doctor as a wife. Rob took offense and said, "Nia Me is very independent and makes a good salary herself, enough to take care of a whole family." But his mom went on, "I had had enough. I have respect for housewives, but this time I fired back. I said his mom and aunts are all gold-digging housewives, with no life skills outside of raising kids. They live off their husband's money, who are rich." Some of them started crying and shouting. Everyone, including Rob, asked me to apologize. I broke up with him on the spot and said I will not sell my self-respect for his family. I'd rather marry a normal man than a surgeon whose family doesn't respect me. I left, and Rob is now begging for a chance. I know he tried to silence his mom, but I don't see a future. I see a lifetime of taunts, and I can't ask him to cut off his parents, which he won't do anyway. My parents are saying he is a good catch and that I should ignore his mom's comments. But money isn't everything, and social status isn't everything. I don't want to be looked down on, but I miss him, and it's breaking my heart. Edit. More to add, he has tried to stop their comments whenever I told him it bothered me. He said to try to ignore them, and whenever he argued with them, they said they were just joking and that he shouldn't disrespect elders. Also, after marriage, we would have moved into the house next door. I realized I would never have peace in my life. He will never cut them off, nor will I force anyone to, so it's better to end it. Girl, you chose you, and I respect that heavily. Like, yeah, love is cute and all, but not when it comes with a side of disrespect from the in-laws buffet. You don't sign up for a lifetime of microaggressions just to be someone's respectable nurse wife when you're already out here thriving. His mom acting like you're some peasant for not being a doctor. Meanwhile, you're out here making six figures, traveling, owning property. Be serious. And Rob might be a sweetheart, but if he can't put his mom on mute when she's coming for your whole existence, then what's the point? You didn't lose a heart surgeon. You dodged a future group chat full of backhanded compliments and "when are you going back to school" vibes. You're the prize. Always were. Keep the crown on. Your self-respect and self-worth will keep you company. Right now, you are in the transition phase, and you're weighing that sunk cost fallacy. Just remember, the problems with his mother and his family are not going to go away. They may pretend to act right to get you to come back around, but it will be temporary. They are the type of self-absorbed folks who will never see what they do as being the bad guy. The only way to even survive something like that is for you both to go no contact with his family, which is probably not something he will be willing to do. After all, they aren't mistreating him, they're only mistreating you. If his family disrespects you now, it won't magically stop after marriage. This is what you should do. Trust your gut, because choosing self-respect over status is never the wrong move. Love without respect just isn't enough. Yeah, and in our culture, family system is strong, so I would be expected to be available daughter-in-law. But that is what scares me. I want a mother-in-law who respects me, not someone who makes my life hell every day. And I love him. It hurts. But I see dark future. If I get married and have kids, I will be trapped forever.